Hi, Melanie. You're muted, if anything.
That helps a great deal. And I'm also going to rename myself. So good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Khalid, for that common Zoom situation that we find ourselves in, some of us often. Thanks so much, and good evening, everyone. My name is Melanie Lewis, and I will be facilitating our meeting on this evening. Real, our very capable chair, is not able to be with us on this evening. So I will be facilitating the meeting. So this is our last meeting. This is our last meeting of the year. And so we haven't been able to see each other in person. And so, of course, it'll be great to be able to, just be able to greet one another, as this is our very last meeting. And we're grateful that, our lives have been spared to be able to serve in spite of everything that's been going on. So if you're able, understand that we have different situations going on, especially after 6:00 p.m. But if you're in a position and you're able to engage on video, of course, that'd be awesome to be able to see you. But if not, well, we hope to be able to hear you. Again, it's been, a long year, and it's great to be able to, engage in, with one another if we can. So the time is 7:01, and we're just going to give it more time for folks to join us. But for those of you that are here so far, say hello, give greetings.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Beverly. Beverly's been doing great things in the community. If you don't know, I mean, she's, her organization is the reason why our community was able to have some representation of candidates that are running for council member in our area. So I think that's really great. If you know of any others that have taken place for our area, let me know. But I think it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate it. And it's not, I got to be honest, it's not, I appreciate your saying that, but it's not, it's just, the pandemic has created a vacuum for elected officials, for people who are wanting to be our elected officials to walk around us. And we not really know who they are, and we will vote for them blindly. And myself and a couple other of us in this community have chosen to do that because there's nothing better than informed voter. That means people who would typically get in won't. So that's just what leads to the motivation. That's all.
No, I hear you. And I thank you for your service.
Thank you. Thank you.
Juanita, speak to us, greet us as we wait for more folks that would like to join us on our last meeting of the year. Say hey, say something.
Hey. Yes, I'm not doing, I'll give you a quickie facial. I got wet today. I was in that storm.
What'd you say?
I got wet today. I'm still wet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I was in the storm. But, I'm glad I was able to get on. I have some difficulties at times, but glad to see everyone. And, looking forward to starting off afresh in September.
Excellent.
And I wish all of you a healthy, safe, enjoyable summer.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Something else, Melanie, I do want to mention though, on Thursday, and it's not a political forum, it is as a result of the judges forum. Some of the judges chose to come back and said, Beverly, we realized that people had lots of questions about the court in general. So on Thursday of this week, we're going to be hosting information session on housing, civil rights court, housing court, criminal court. And the person that put that together was Judge Dweeney. So if people want to, and it's going to be in person, but on the patio, it's going to be lots of distance. So people want to get that kind of information, because one thing with bail reform, that's changing a lot of how we are, one, having to show up and pay bail, or what's happening to our people once they get arrested. And that's one of the reasons when she suggested Beverly, would you like that? And I said, yes, because many of us aren't aware of how that looks on our side.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
she's going to come and inform her. She and her team is going to come and inform us of that.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Are you
My
able to send me that and I'll share it with my folks and.
Sure. I think she finalized the flyer today.
Oh, awesome.
So I'll go ahead and send it to you. Okay. Because I think if she sent it to me text, I'll look. But if not, when I'll take a picture of the flyer and send it to you. Either way.
Yay. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's
You're welcome.
awesome. Informed voters we will be.
Yes, yes, yes. And it's just in now housing courts closed, but people are still concerned about being evicted and are not aware that they can still be evicted. And there's just this whole gambit of information that's not enough. All of us being virtual, there's a whole segment of us being left out. And that means there's information we don't have, but it doesn't mean that we won't be caught up in a situation where we'll need to be aware.
Yes, yes.
So that's why. So I'll send it to you. And as many people you can get to come forward, that would be great.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thank you.
So who else do we have? I know we have Khalid on here. Now, Khalid, you have been helping to facilitate, all the meetings that we've been having this year. I mean, you've been doing your regular job. I don't even know if it's 9 to 5 because we already know how that can be. I don't know, 7, 8 to God only knows what time. So thank you so much for your service this year and still having to hop on these meetings as well. So thank you so much, Khalid. We appreciate you.
No problem, no problem. It's all part of the job, so glad to be here.
Awesome.
Also, we've managed to get in touch with the gentleman who painted the mural for the Jackie Robinson mural on Rite Aid.
Oh,
yeah, King B.
Do you hear me,
Yeah,
Nolan?
King B.
Yeah. And
Yes.
what is he gonna do?
Yes. So we're trying to see if he can paint over the gates for the CB9 office, because it gets vandalized, every so often.
And
So
you think that'll
we're
keep
hoping
it
that
from
a
being
mural.
vandalized?
We believe so because vandals typically have enough respect to not tag over community artwork or murals and such. So we're hoping that it'll mitigate that. So we're talking with him to see what's feasible.
Awesome.
But thank
I'm
you
glad
for
you were able to get in touch.
Yes, thank you.
Khalid.
Thank you.
Khalid,
Yes,
may I ask you something? I said, first of all, Khalid, hi, how are you? It's nice to hear your voice.
yes, nice to hear from you too, Beverly.
I have some questions. I sent some emails to the community board asking who is the borough director looking over post offices.
Right.
Has a decision been made in regards to trash cans down Bedford? And is it possible for the community board to use?
Beverly, thank you so much. I know that you want to follow up with Khalid, but right now I just want to make sure that we give all committee members the opportunity to give greetings, and then we'll officially get into the meeting. And Khalid, if you can follow up.
Yes.
If you could follow up on Beverly's inquiries. And of course, if we have extra time after we finish and everybody want to, still be here and we can chat, then definitely let's do that. But I want to make sure that, we just kind of try to stay, on track a little bit for this.
Beverly, yes. Yeah, Beverly, if you'd like to ask the same question after, I'll be able to answer that for you, of course.
Thank you.
It's okay, Khalid, because I sent it in an email.
That's Lorraine? No, who's that?
It's Lorraine.
Well, Lorraine showed her face. So, hey, Lorraine.
Hi.
How are you? How have you been?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. This is our last meeting, so I just wanted to make sure everybody was able to say hey, share, and, it's been a long year. I know some days we're able to see each other virtually, some days not. We have different type of days.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah, anything you want to share before our meeting today? If anything, you'll get another chance.
This is the last meeting.
Well, you can think
Anything
about it. I mean,
wanna
right now
share?
we're just
Okay,
giving
I think
greetings.
I have one thing to share. It was great being on this committee, and I think that because of COVID, we were stopped from doing a lot of things. And I know that moving forward next year, if we're all still on the committee, we will achieve and do amazing things.
See, now I love that. And that's a good segue. But I'm going to still wait because I know we have some folks still on here that I would love to be able to give greetings. So thank you so much for sharing that. And, you know, I'm in agreement and I'm excited for the things to come as well. So thanks so much for giving us greetings, Lorraine. Appreciate you.
You're
And
welcome.
yes. So we're going to go on to Fireflies. Who is Fireflies? I know I see your name often, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't remember if I could put a face with the name or if you could say hey or greet us this evening. Hey, Naomi. So who's Fireflies? I know you're here all the time. Does anybody know who Fireflies is?
Hi, how you doing? How's everybody doing?
Hi, Naomi. Greet you. Thank you so much for greeting everyone. This is our last meeting of the year, and so we were just giving everybody an opportunity to just give greetings before we officially get into the meeting. Real is not able to be with us on this evening, so I'll be facilitating the meeting. But yeah, this is just, you know, just wanted to make sure everybody got a chance to give greetings, and definitely we'll get a chance to speak later as well.
Well, hi everyone. Nice to see you. Happy summer. Hopefully, everybody's getting the heat that they wanted for right now, and hope and I hope that everything is going well for everybody. I thank y'all for the I thank you for the experience, and it's cool.
Thanks, Naomi. So Fireflies, was that Demetria? I know I saw Demetria
No,
at one
I'm
point.
D Farrow too at schools.nyc.gov.
There
How
you
you
go.
doing? Hello everyone.
Yay. Good evening, good
Sorry,
evening.
I'm not home,
So
so
I'm
I'm
sure
not
you heard.
I'm multitasking. So
All right.
but it was
I
a wonderful
understand.
year. And so I look forward to next year. Also Saturday we have our second book giveaway. So I hope we could keep the same dynamics, everything in place the same way, and it should turn out good. I look forward.
Awesome.
Okay. Sorry for the
Thank
mask.
you
I'm
so
not in the
much.
house.
No, understood. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. One more chance, Fireflies. I mean, of course, you'll get another chance before the meeting is over. Wait, I hope I didn't scare Firefly away. I don't think they're there anymore. All right, well, it's all good. So it's 7:13 now, and I'm just gonna call the meeting in session at this point. Hopefully everybody got a chance to be able to look over the agenda. It's not a lengthy agenda. You know, again, it's our last meeting. And so we just have a few things that we want to be able to go over on tonight. So one of the great things about this year is that we were able to come up with a mission statement or charge. One of the things that Real was bringing to my attention is the fact that this particular committee actually hadn't been operative in some time, he said. I don't know what the timing is on that, or if I don't know if Khalid, you have any insight to that, but Real was saying that this particular committee had been out of commission for some time. So we were part of a historic bringing back together of a necessary committee, Community Board 9. So, you know, we were part of history, you know, continuing to be a part of a committee that, you know, was working to get things done for our neighborhood. And that's really awesome. So give ourselves a little pat on the back, you know, for that, or a round of applause to being, you know, a part of history. So, you know, we know our mission statement of charge. The reason why I state it is because it always kind of brings us back to the reasons why we do the work that we do. And we collectively came up with this mission statement, which is awesome. So the mission statement, the charge, the CB9 Education and Library Committee, the CB9 Education and Library Committee is committed to provide educational advocacy and resources to parents, teachers, educators, and CB9 community schools. And this was confirmed by our committee on December of 2020. So we were part of the history of making sure we have our statement, and that helps us to make sure that, you know, we stay on task to the things at hand. And our agenda for this evening, of course, housekeeping as usual. We want to make sure that we greet all guests. And on this particular evening, we don't really have anybody, you know, I know sometimes we'll have like, you know, representatives from some of our elected officials, the representatives that would join us, or any special guests, but we don't have anyone additional as yet. I know sometimes they may chime on later, so we'll see about that. So we'll just dive right in. So the spelling bee. Now I know there had been some talk about spelling bee, and you know, on our agenda, it is showing no traction. So unfortunately, I believe some information was put out and additional information wasn't received. And I don't know all the details, but I know it didn't work out. I don't know if anybody even wanted to speak on that, or maybe some. Yeah, Lorraine.
It was 3 people on the committee. It was myself, Ryle, and Beverly. And I think that notification for it went out too late, right? And also I think that in the future, when we do a spelling bee, we should give some incentive to the school, and it should be something substantive. It shouldn't be like, okay, the students would receive a $50 gift card if they participate. And I work for the Department of Education, and I communicate with students and principals and teachers. A month before, or it was scheduled for the final round either this month or last month, but normally teachers have their schedule already and they know what they're going to do. So to do something so late and not give the school something like $1,000 or 1,000 books or something where they would be vested in it, it's not going to work. Right. And I think that was a problem, the late notice, and there was nothing for the school. I'm just thinking about myself. I'm not going to sign up for extra work when my students are only receiving a $25 gift card. Right. So if you look at it from that perspective, like if we go back, and I noticed that for the last 3 years that I've been in the community board, there's always been a surplus in the funds hasn't always been spent, right? Like there's always a leftover and they were scrambling. So if we can go to the board from the beginning and say, hey, we want to do this, we want to give the school $1,000 or $500, I think we should do something like $1,000 or something like that. We ask and get this money, or see how we can go about getting this donated to the school. There's more incentive. And I just feel like people didn't respond because they're like, wait, what? You want me to do all of this work so close to the end of the school year in the middle of a pandemic, and we're only giving $25 gift cards? So I think that looking at the situation, I think that was the issue. Like we need to do more, and we need to get notice out earlier. Like we can't wait until May or the last week of April. It has to go out earlier.
Mm-hmm. Do you know if there was any like flyer that was put out, or I'm sorry, not put out, because I know we didn't do it, but I mean like, was there like anything that anybody started for as a flyer that maybe
I created a flyer? Once I knew the mission at hand, I created the flyer. I went over, like I gave my suggestions, and it was just, I understand that the board in general was busy, but it was just like, I think the problem was we were so late in the game. And when I created the flyer till when the email went out, it was a few weeks in between. And I didn't even know we were even still sending out the email. So I'm just like, I just know there would not be a response the way we're expecting, right? So I think if we started earlier, we would have more, and also donate money to the school, or say we'll paint a school or do something for the school. But principals would have to get involved. In addition, deans and teachers, they would have to take time out of their day. What is their incentive? Yes, it's fun for the kids, but they have to do additional work to whatever they're doing. And that's not easy. That's not easy to just stick in last minute. But that's just how I see it. Now, if someone sees it differently, please let me know. But I think that was the issue with that.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Lorraine. Anybody else want to share anything pertaining to the spelling bee?
Okay, so I don't know if I was supposed to be on the committee, but I did sign up to support. And I agree with Lorianne that it was put out too late, but also in the middle of a pandemic when the school is halfway up and running and the rest of the people are remote. It just was hard. I know it was hard. Usually the spelling bee is planned and the information is put out in September, and the actual first event is in November. That's how I did it when I did District 17. So I found some information. I actually found one of my flash drives. So I wanted to share with you guys how I did it. Not saying that it has to be done the same way, but just sharing the information for you to take whatever you want from that and use it, and whatever you don't want, you just don't have to use. But she's definitely right about the time of doing this at the end of the year. Right now it's so crazy, so much going on. I didn't think it was really going to be a large event because of the timing. For incentives, Lorianne is also right. I did have prizes, big prizes for the winners. We had different prizes, $500, $1,000. Local council people gave tablets. They gave tablets and stuff like that. So the prizes help. The teachers, generally, the educators and the schools got involved. When we put it out in the beginning of the year, they didn't have much incentive except getting involved and trying to get their students to win. But the local newspaper did pick it up at least 2 times. And so it was in the newspaper and it became widespread and people wanted to participate. So there wasn't much incentive for the teachers themselves, except that when their students won, they were recognized. And so that was the biggest incentive that they themselves had. But through our book giveaway, if Lorianne is interested, we could always, because we have a lot of books sitting in Long Island right now. We could use some of those. If you want to have something to give the schools, those books, we can give some of those books to them as well. If you want to have something to give as an incentive, give a teacher a library. That might be an incentive if you want to have that. But the only thing is, if you're looking for a large amount of people to participate, then that's a lot of books to give away. So it would have to be a cap on it. I would say probably each teacher that participate, we could give them 50 books, maybe a box, let's say a box of books. We could do something like that if Lorianne and Naomi and Real and whoever else is on the committee, if you guys want to do that, we could collaborate and share. We could collaborate and share with the books, use the books in that way, because we have so many books. The community board office is full of books. So I know we're not going to give them all out on Saturday. We're going to still have more books. So I don't mind.
Definitely.
What do you guys think about that?
I definitely agree that maybe giving a library to a teacher would be amazing. I think or up the price amount for the students, right? So it can't or shouldn't just be like $25, right? It should be something like, okay, maybe we can get someone to donate a set of tablets. So whatever information you have, and if you still have it on your flash drive, please share it, because why reinvent the wheel when we have the wheel already, right? So please share it. And I didn't know you was working on it as well. So are you going to be on the same committee next year?
I would love to. I joined the committee, but I was working mostly with the books. But I did say that I would participate and share whatever I could. I lost the flash drive, but I found some of my flash drives in my car because I've been in the house working remotely for more than a year now. So my stuff is all over the place. So I did find the flash drive so that I could share with you guys what happened in the past. So you could take whatever you want from that. So I could do that.
I need clarity on something. One is when the flyer went out, I thought it was late, but no one else mentioned anything too. Are we moving forward with it, or are we just discussing why it's not being a success? Or why we're not getting any feedback on it? I'm not clear. What am I hearing right now? Like, I'm hearing why it's not being success, but some of the things that we're talking about right now should have kind of happened before we sent the flyer out.
Beverly, there were some meetings that you didn't attend, but when at least one of them, I did say to Ra, it's really late. So you was not alone with saying that it was really late. So this more is what we can do to improve for next time, right? So it's more, and that's what I was suggesting with my initial comments. Okay, how can we improve for the next meeting?
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just focusing on going forward.
Same.
That's what I was focusing on, because I didn't see the flyer. I never saw the flyer. And I wasn't at the meeting. I probably missed the meeting.
Yeah, I missed one. Yes, I did.
So I'm sorry about that.
I was there, but you guys couldn't hear me, but I could hear you because I was doing door knock. I remember that.
Yeah. So that's the only thing. So I'm sorry about that. So, but going forward, we have an entire summer ahead. So it leaves, I guess, some time I could share whatever I have.
Yeah, like I definitely like this is a real good debrief, because again, on the agenda, it said no traction. And I know that Real was expressing some of that last month as well. And so I understand, we still try to put forth some initiative to make things happen, and it didn't work out. And, if anything, this helps us to be able to definitely work on for this coming fall. Did you have anything to add, Beverly?
Just FYI, when I sent the information to one of the middle schools, I did get a response from the principal and the parent coordinator. They wanted to know what grade was involved, and I was kind of surprised it was just one grade, because when I reached out for them to ask that question, I thought I knew, but to be certain, I reached out to Riel, and that fact that it was only early grades. Once I told them that, I didn't hear from them anymore. So it sounded as if they were up for it, but once they heard there was a grade that didn't include one of their schools, they didn't want to engage. They weren't going to engage.
Oh, that's interesting. What type of school was it?
It's Jackie Robinson Middle School. They have 3 grades in there.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. I see.
It's usually from grades 3 to 8.
I'm just taking notes of all of this, because this is going to be able to be helpful for us moving forward into the fall. And this is all good feedback for us to be aware. So when we said early grades, we were just talking about like kindergarten through like fifth? Is that what we were focusing on for this? When
was
we were
K
trying
to
Yes, I
five.
was told kindergarten, first grade through fifth. Yes, that's what I was told.
Okay, so maybe do we want to open it up to eighth grade, or is that maybe we should we table that for the committee to look at for the fall?
I think that the reason why it was tailored for kindergarten to fifth, because that would have made it smaller and easier to communicate with. I think that was the initial reason why it was K to 5. That's if my memory serves me correctly. I believe that was the reason, and I definitely agree with you guys. It should be K to 8 or something like that.
Because
Maybe
our kids, I'm not a teacher, but aren't we learning how to spell challenging words beginning in fifth grade? Isn't that where that becomes every week we are having to spell words in front of the class? Or is it earlier?
I was in elementary school so long ago, but I believe it's a little earlier. I won't date myself, but I believe it was like first grade you're learning to spell, but I definitely think it should go up to eighth grade. So I'm in agreement with you guys.
So that means more outreach. So we had some challenges trying to get the, I understand with all being said, all that's been shared. So we would have to know that it would be a wider net that we would be gearing to. So I totally understand, the starting point was that K to 5. But if the initiative, if everyone's saying that we want to go ahead and do K to 8 for the fall or spring or whenever we decide to do it, then we would be intentional about getting it out there. We'll start in the fall, like
Right.
But Melanie, what will help with that? What will help with that is if the prize is increased to something significant, that outreach won't be as difficult as we're thinking.
I
Because
agree.
if a school knows that they're going to get a library, or they're going to get their school painted, or a kid's going to win $1,000, they'll be calling us more than we'll be calling them. Especially if we offer a scholarship of $1,000. So
I definitely think we need to go to the board, the committee board, the general, and do this early, like the first meeting, and request that money so we can get everything going. And I agree that we should have it in the fall. What do you think, Beverly?
But I think, yes, wait. If I remember correctly, from September through sometime in October, teachers are preoccupied with their classes and getting their schedules and stuff like that. I'm not specific, but I used to do school groups, and that was the month that was difficult to get teachers to take school trips. But also there was something else. The $1,000, we may have to do a fundraiser for that, because given that we're asking the city to give us $1,000 to give to a person could create conflict. So we may have to do fundraisers for that.
I was thinking the $1,000 could go to the school.
Better yet. Got it.
Right? So
It's
initially,
understood.
that's why I was saying like a big prize to the school, so they could say, oh, we have $1,000, or
Right.
oh, they want to paint our gym or something like that, so.
Right, I see what you're saying. I misunderstood.
But we can also ask, someone suggested it,
So-
contacting our local elects and ask them to donate iPads or tablets for the kids.
Especially now, since everybody should have applied for the emergency broadband. So they should be able to have internet in their house. So a prize for a child of an electronic device would be great.
Got it.
This is good. So are we looking to do the spelling bee for November? Do we want to keep it? Do we want to do it for the fall?
I really think we should leave something for the next committee, Melanie. I mean, if we etch so much in, they're not going to
Mhm.
feel as if they had a part in it, and so they won't be vested, and so they won't be working to move it forward or for it to be a success. That's my opinion.
Mhm. Okay, thank you for
But some
sharing.
of the significant things like establishing money for the iPad and putting in the budget for the school to get it, that's something that takes so long. I don't think they'd be upset if this committee started that. But the other part of it, the
Yeah.
fine details, I think they'd be upset if we kind of confirm that now without their say so, then they won't be vested.
Mhm. So I hear you and I appreciate you for sharing. I intentionally asked for some ideas on the time because folks asking for money are going to have to be a little specific as to the time frame of the event. As the, so that's why I was just garnering ideas. But the
Oh,
finite details,
got it.
yeah. But for the finite details, definitely, committee. At some point in this meeting, we can discuss like what term everybody is on. Like where is everybody as a member? Like is everybody coming back on? And if so, I'm thinking maybe the same folks that were working on Spelling Bee would want to continue that initiative. And if that's the case, new folks coming on, they would be joining an initiative which has already been in place, already was geared to be moved forward. We're just fine detailing so that it can definitely be a success in the fall. So with that being said, I guess those that were like on the committee this particular go around, I guess if you all are going to continue to move forward, and we pretty much, have, those that are already, kind of taking initiative in regards to the project. And even though this is our last meeting of the year, well, excuse me, not even of the year, this is just, recess until we resume in September. You know, there's always the ability to meet over the summer or have a planning session to be able to have things in ready gear for September. So we're going into the new year intentional without those gaps and wondering what's happening and what's next. So just putting that out there. But thank you so much, everyone, for your input regarding the Spelling Bee. I'm excited in advance because it sounds like it's going to be great. It'll be great to be able to, get those elected officials before they leave out to maybe give us some type of guidance on what that might look like for us and asking for those specific things for the event. So I'm excited about it. And I'll actually say that I'll help work on that. How about that? Because I know a little something about it. All right. So if I'm jumping on to say that I'm going to help with trying to make sure that we get that money, that means I'm part of this committee. So I'm going to already start to be on that. So I'm definitely going to need input. So thanks so much, Demetria. If you could forward the entire committee that information that you have regarding the last Spelling Bee, that would be awesome, so that we can already kind of have that in our files. We'll have record. Email is a good record, so we can already have that on task. And I'll email out the information that we're sharing today as well, or we'll share the minutes and we'll see, so we can be all set going forward. Real is good about that as well. As far as monies, I don't want to speak for him too much there, but I'll just say, at the end of the day, some of these events will be collective.
Just before we transition to another topic, without may I suggest, Melanie, that without all of us committing to being on the committee for next season, one thing we can commit to, that all of us do community work. Everybody in this room right now, we do community work. And there are no segments in how we do that work. So if we run across someone, and I'm committed to doing that, if I run across someone who I feel can donate electronic devices, or who is willing to support a school by making a donation as a prize and a gift card or whatever, I won't hesitate to do the ask. So I am committing to that.
Awesome. Awesome. Yay, team. Thanks, Kathleen.
All my pleasure. I mean, because we'll be out this summer and all of us, it's not, even if we're not, if some of us are someplace else, even Riel someplace else, we can still go, we got this donation for, you know what I mean? It's about community anyway.
So our elected officials, well, I guess I can look that up, but I was just thinking, when is their term finish? Like Councilmember Lori Cumbo, when is her term end?
The election happens in
Anybody know?
June. I think her term is over in August, I think. August, or it's in the wintertime, August or November. But that's the whole purpose. That goes back to what we were talking about before, Melanie, already establishing relationships before they go in the office, so we can strengthen that relationship when they're in, so that whoever is there, we already go, remember us, we're community board night, that kind of thing. So in case you're asking how are we going to segue into that, that would be that way.
Yep, definitely. Hence my asking for that video.
Oh
earlier.
yeah, I forgot.
I was
and
already.
I'll do that because I do have the video of that's why I asked you which one. And I'm sorry, I forgot.
Awesome. No, it's fine. No, I'm just.
No. Because when
I'm
we
just
go in the
saying.
booth and close that curtain, we need to be informed. It's okay. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I know we exhausted the bee, but it was intentional for us to be all set moving forward. So thank you. And I am excited about it. So the next thing that we have on the agenda is relating to the final book giveaway happening on this Saturday. Whew, Demetria, take it away.
Okay, so we have the same time, everything's set the same exact way we did before for management purposes. I just wanted to know, is it okay if I do the same thing in terms of email, the schedule, or pretty much just keep the schedule the same for everyone's arrival, for actual giving of the books away? If we keep everything the same, I think it might work out well. But it depends on how your schedule is. So let me know. I'm gonna shoot out an email, and you guys can let me know if your schedule's changed and you can't make that time. And I'll just make I'll make an amendment to the schedule based on the availability. And you guys just could let me know. But we have the bags, we have books, we have bookmarks, we have Juneteenth buttons to give away for the next week. Saturday will be Juneteenth. So we could give away the buttons to get people ready, their mindset for the following week. But I don't know what's going to take place, but I know something's going to be happening everywhere. So I'll have that. So I'll shoot out an email to you guys with schedule and information. Is that okay?
Yeah, that my schedule I had was fine with me. So yeah, I'm definitely fine with setup. Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, and the weather's much warmer, so it should be much easier to actually do the event. It should be easier.
Yeah, and I will not be bringing hot chocolate.
Okay. All right.
But maybe we should have some, I don't know, water. I don't know if it's even.
I could bring a case of water. I could bring water.
Yeah. Okay.
I could bring some water. That's a good idea.
You already bringing books. Well, no, I know there's some books there, but you always bringing extra stuff too. I don't want you to be having too much. I could, I live like, I'm not too far.
Okay, and I'm gonna send an email to Mia too. I didn't ask for a new flyer because I still have tons of the stickers. It doesn't have the date on it, so it can be used again. But if she needs to create a flyer for, is it Robert, his name? So he could post it on the social media, maybe the flyer will serve that purpose. But other than that, I really don't need a new flyer for Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe if they just want to post it on the site.
Yeah, we need that like now. Like I want to share that with my people now. Like
okay, so you want the flyer. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll ask her for the flyer tomorrow morning, and then I'll share that, or she will share it. Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Awesome. Yeah, it was great last time. We had Naomi holding it down, Beverly holding it down. We were having all kinds of conversations after everybody got their books.
Yes, we was, Melanie. We was having a great time, girl.
Yeah, she's doing it so.
Yes, it was really nice. So I do look forward to doing it again and seeing you guys again.
Awesome. Okay, well that was easy. With every event, there's someone that takes that additional initiative, and I know we can definitely say kudos to Demetria for the initiative with the book fair giveaway and even winning awards for it. So that was awesome. Awesome. So thanks so much. Looking forward to Saturday. If you can remind us again of the time, the times of the book fair, just so we have it on record.
It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So we usually get there at 10 and start setting up and start giving out the books at 11.
All right. So for the
from
public,
10 to 2 p.m.
Okay. So for the
at the
public,
community board office.
okay. So for the public, it's 11 to 2.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Awesome. At Community Board 9 office. Thank you so much. All right. Anything else with I'm about to take it back to the spelling bee. Anything else for the book fair giveaway this Saturday? Anybody? Any questions? Speak now so we can be all set. Going once, going twice. I guess we're all set. Thanks so much. All right, thanks, Demetria. All right, so review of the year. So if I were to do the review of the year, I would share my screen and go to our Instagram. So anybody following us on Instagram already? Can y'all see my screen? Somebody? Anybody?
No, it says see
No,
Melanie
It's saying it's starting.
screen sharing, but we don't see.
Oh, it's a little slow. It's a little on the slow side. But our Instagram is, oh my goodness, guess who's coming on right now, the meeting? Dexter, our social media person. He must have felt the vibes. Dexter, did you feel the vibes that I'm trying to pull up our Instagram? He might be connecting. Y'all can still hear me, right?
Hello.
Hi, Dexter.
Hey, I come in good time when you calling my name.
I'm telling you, I said, oh my goodness, Dexter is feeling the vibes. Like we're literally on the part of the agenda where we're reviewing the year. And so I said, if I was to review the year, I would go to our Instagram. So I'm not sure if it's up yet because my computer can be a bit slow, but I was bringing up our Instagram.
Yes, our Instagram. But remember, I sent an email out and I said, if anybody have anything to post, please send it. No one have ever sent stuff, but we do have stuff on the Instagram that I do see feedbacks, even when people like it or they send a friend request. I see it it shows up on my phone, so I know that the Instagram for Education Board is working well.
Awesome. Thanks so much,
Forgive me for coming in late. I went to help share food to the community, and the rain caught us, so I had to stay longer than I should. Forgive me. My skin is so sticky, but I just rushed in the house because I wanted not to be late, and I'm sorry for being 45 minutes late.
Oh, thank you for being here. Listen, you came in just in time. So we appreciate you. Can y'all see my screen yet?
No.
Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna get out of here.
I see it.
Oh, great. Okay, good. Cool. Thank you. Awesome. So yes, our Instagram is CB9 Education, and the first thing that you see on there is our last book fair. And since that was one of the things that we one of the events that we had, that is on there. Let me see. I know my computer can be a bit slow, but as we review the year, I mean, that was something, cool that we were able to do. You'll see, like in this video, I don't know if it's going to play or not, but this was Naomi at the table. And, for those of you that have Instagram, you can just go to Instagram, so you don't have to follow on my computer, which wants to be a little slow right now. But you'll see the pictures from the book fair, and we might even want to put the video from Jackie Robinson Day. Jackie Robinson Day, we had a trolley. It did happen. We were still out there. The rain did not scare us away. It was just a bit of a drizzle. It came down and it stopped. So we did have a trolley. I have the proof. So I was really excited to be able to still make that happen. And thanks to those of you that did sign up and did want to take a part. But I understand you might have been afraid of the rain. But the trolley pulled up to Jackie Robinson Playground. I was excited to see him as soon as I got there. And then he pulled up to the Jackie Robinson Middle School. So it was exciting to be able to, have the book fair and be able to serve all the students. So I'm excited for Saturday and to be able to celebrate Jackie Robinson Day, which is, just because, it's a part of history. And I know I talk about it and y'all be like, oh, there's Melanie talking about Jackie Robinson again. But, these are two great events that we were able to have, I would say, two of the highlights that we have this year. And, in the year coming up, we'll have more things that we'll be able to share. So I'm excited for that. And, again, if you're not following our Instagram, definitely, follow us or tell someone or, like some of our committee stuff. And, yeah, that's what I'll say about that. Also, Dexter, I know you were putting it out there again for folks to be able to, make you aware if they have anything. And one of the things that's going to be coming out is the flyer for this Saturday. So Dimitri is going to be checking into that with the office with Nia, so we could get a new flyer, and then that'll be something that we'll be able to put up. So just making you aware of that. So I'm just going to the trolley now to show you all the trolley and some of the things that were put out in reference to that, because I know we didn't put that on. So I guess that's something that I could give you, Dexter, as we, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see how we would want to do something like that. But these were some of the advertisements that went out in reference to that, in reference to the trolley. But for those of you that checked your emails, you saw what we had that we put out, when we were trying to share the proposal for it. And this was one of the things that was on that page. Thursday, April 15th, 2021, Jackie Robinson, well, that's not the historic date, of course, but, just that Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, April 15th, 1947. And we were just saying there'll be a community trolley. And this was exactly one of those trolleys from years ago. So that's just something. And this was a little video. So again, we're reviewing the year, this is why I'm showing this to everyone. One of the participants that went and was on the trolley made this little video. So if it plays, that'll be great for you all to be able to see it. But we'll see how that works out. The time now, I'm just keeping time at 7:53. But I think the video is going about now. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it. But you all can see the video go?
Yes.
Uh-oh. If anything, Dexter, I'll tag I didn't tag CB9 on this. I'll tag CB9. So we'll have it, and I don't know if you want to retweet or if it's too late for that or however you want to do that, but In this picture, they were recreating a baseball stadium before getting on the trolley, just taking some pictures. This one was the Empire, the other one, yeah. But it was cool. It was a whole little video that one of our participants put together. It was cute. The music was Common, about legends. It was cute. It was cute. But see the trolley with the, yeah, so we gave out little trinkets, and we went to different historic spots in the community. So it was nice. It's not a long video, but it was a good day. So this is our little year in review. So thank you for us going back and just kind of remembering the year and some of the things that we were able to accomplish. So yeah, so that flyer will be going out, and we'll be able to share that on our the book fair coming up. So the next thing we have on our agenda is planning for next year. So is there anything that we didn't do that maybe, well, I know there's a lot of things we didn't get to do this year, but Dexter, I know you're just joining us. I just facilitated this meeting because Real wasn't able to make us, meet with us on this particular last time. And so we went over, a couple of things. But mostly the spelling bee, and folks gave good suggestions for the upcoming fall. And then we did, we talked about the book giveaway happening on this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., which would set up at 10. And so now we're just talking about, this next upcoming year, planning for next year, things we want to see. One of the things on the agenda we have as possible ideas is book giveaway. So we know we are experienced in that at this point, so we maybe want to continue to do that for next year. We have, our idea written on our agenda for a resource fair. I know, that was definitely part of the planning as part of the, week of celebrations for Jackie Robinson Week. Jackie Robinson Day, of course, is on it. Y'all already know. Next year, y'all already know, April 15th. And then there's, the spelling bee. We know we want to definitely do that. Also, after school resource fair is listed here. I don't know if that was something that somebody wanted to do this year that didn't get to do that, but that was listed as a possible idea. Working with local libraries. I mean, we are the Education and Library Committee, so certainly it'll be great for us to be able to partner with the library on an initiative. That was it as far as, like projects of possible ideas. Is there any additional ideas anybody has that you would want to, that we could just jot down, and we could, form committees in the fall of, to work on that, or anything that maybe you would want to be the point person on?
So can we give out ideas in the email? Do we have to say it today, or do we?
Well, it's just on the agenda. So, of course, if you have anything that you would want to share at another time, you're definitely welcome to do so. This is just I'd like to have, I don't know.
No, because I have an idea. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Melanie. I apologize. Was you finished with your thought? I'm sorry.
I appreciate you, Naomi. Go on.
Okay. I was thinking about, I was a part of this a long time ago, but I think it was very nice. I used to volunteer in Harlem for the PAL in Harlem. And one time we had gotten some information about doing a debutante ball for the girls. And what happened was that we had got the AKAs involved. Mommy? Yes. Finish? In a minute. I'll be finished in a minute. And they got the AKA sorority. Mommy, stop raining. Yep. Sure did. Stop raining, stop thundering. Yes, it did. They had the AKA sorority involved, and they had a group of girls, I believe, from 12 to 16, where they would do like a mentorship program, and they was journaling and all these other things, different activities, reading things and everything. But at the end, they did a fundraiser, and they did a big debutante ball, and it was really nice. It was on the cover of the Amsterdam newspaper. They had media come in and everything. So I'm thinking for our community, maybe as an idea to probably have a debutante ball. We can maybe one of the schools, less fortunate schools that have prom, like maybe the girls don't have proms or not able to have the prom situation. Maybe use that school, target a school where it's a little disenfranchised in our neighborhood, and probably do a debutante ball there with teaching some etiquette and stuff, because I think a lot of that is lost in this time.
Thank you so much for Naomi for sharing that. And one of the things I know about AKAs is one of their focuses is education. So even if they had this event again, we could possibly partner with them, or they could say maybe in partnership with CB9 Education Committee, so there's so many ways we can do it. So thank you so much for sharing that, Naomi. Anybody else have any ideas for our upcoming year? We know that this is our last meeting until we have a recess and come back in September, and we want to come back strong. So any other ideas? This will be on our agenda for September when we meet, far as ideas for the year. This is when we can have Juanita back, Miss Juanita. This is when we get Lorraine back with those that premise that she shared with us earlier about what we can do. Y'all done? Y'all like we over it? Thinking. It's all good. Dexter, you have any idea? I know you're moving into, treasury, represent. But do you have any ideas for the education and library committees for next year? And I know I'm calling y'all out now, right?
I'm a person is one who believe in delivery more than, so I would always say performance with old talk anytime. So since we already had stuff on the agenda, as per se, in terms of the spelling bee, I think we shouldn't try to add anything additional more than just the regular pop-up book sharing, and try to work on the spelling bee. Since that was on the agenda, we should try to make that become a reality. So there are more person who likes to see delivery versus the talk shop, as adding more stuff. I think that would not be well. We should just add, we should continue doing our regular pop-ups, look for different areas within the Community Board 9. So you have different localities, because it's now summertime. And then, we can do put all our energy and effort into doing the spelling, because I think that would be something really, 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 really well. A lot of us can't spell. Why? Because the computer spoils us. So I personally cannot spell on the computer. But if I'm writing the word, I can spell it. But if I'm typing it, I can't spell. So, because the computer automatically corrects us, I believe that we should focus on the spelling bee, which would be great. We should work on the Jackie Robinson. I didn't have the opportunity this year because when I tried to register, the link was already closed, and then it was COVID. So I was just trying to be in. I think the plans that we had for this year, we should try to hold fast to them and make it become a reality in the next coming year.
Thank you so much for your input, Dexter. I appreciate you very much. And we're certainly following the agenda, as I've listed every project that's been listed on the agenda. I called those out, as well as, this is the time that we do share additional things. We know that at this point, we got the book fair down. We know that if we want to have a big fair at any given time, that Demetria, she'll let us know yay or nay or whatever, we got that down. Y'all know I'm on Jackie Robinson Day. Y'all know I said I was doing it with y'all without you. media, it's so much better. And we had such a great talk this evening in relation to what we'd like to put in place for the spelling bee. And that was really good. We got great feedback for moving forward, and we're excited about that. So if no
Melanie, forgive me, I can add one more thing. And since we probably this year we were fresh, right? I think next year we will be more seasoned. I would like to see us have, if we have an events, we should begin to plan all now a calendar of events of the things that we want to do. So therefore, you don't have an event coming up, you advertising Tuesday for Thursday, or you're advertising like today, I'm hearing about the Saturday Fair Book Fair, right? We should try to be a little more, more focused in terms of planning. Because for me, I work in student life. My calendar for next year, I have every event I'm going to do for this fall and the spring already done. So I took 2 weeks to plan that together because I realized that sometimes we want to do stuff, but when we don't do it together, remember we have several different individuals on this team, right? Dexter is free, single, and disengaged. He could do anything at any time. We may have others whose mothers who have things and they need to have probably the children at somebody's daycare or some auntie to watch them. So we need to give them more ample time in order for us to advance. I would wish that next year, please God, we will put a calendar of events in place and we should stick to it. And I'm not trying to control, I'm just telling you the things that I have done to be effective. I have served 2 terms as president and I did really great. I served as vice chair, I did great, and 2 vice chair on 2 different occasions. So to be elected in once and then come back 4 years and get elected again, it meant that you did a real good job.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. A calendar event is excellent, And so, when we come, that can be on our agenda when we come back for September. Okay, well, that's why we're asking now, what would we like to put out there? And then that's when in September we say, okay, what can we move forward on? Who will take the lead on this or that? Demetria is already our leader on book fair. I don't think anybody else is trying to do book fair. That's like, she does that, we have certain folk that already do certain things. So that's why this is the opportunity for us to know now, so we can have certain things for our calendar. With the book fair, we've actually been talking about it for a while. We talked about it in our last meeting and the month before that. And so maybe, maybe if we were able to keep a running tally of those calendar of events, even in the minutes, that'll help us. That's actually something else I would like to mention for next year. I'm hoping that we'll like maybe have a secretary, or we'll definitely have someone that takes the minutes in a format where we're able to see upcoming events, or like maybe before the next meeting we see the agenda, so we know what's about to happen, so everybody can be on the same page. So thank you, Dexter, for sharing about that calendar of events idea. So I think that's great. So is there anything else anybody wants to share?
You don't want me to have a social.
This is Naomi again. I was gonna say that because we're such novice in this new endeavor that we have acquired, that we can probably start scheduling stuff. I mean, because everything is basically new, and hopefully, like Dexter said about the calendar, and we can try to decide on what goals a big goal, big event that we can have at maybe the end of the year to really make a stamp on what the Educational Youth Council is, and especially with children also, because you want to include the kids. You don't want to make education boring. You want to make it fun. So I think that one of the things is that we have our main goal of what our main not main purpose, but main goal on what we want to do, but then have these in these events something that really would probably change either legislation on education that we really want to get through, because there's some things that's going on in the schools that we as parents, or if you're a parent on the line, you might not agree with, and you don't know how to change it because of lack of knowledge or lack of opinion or whatever. So maybe we can work on that too, where we can change something that maybe, make a stamp for our committee, since it's a novice committee or new committee. So.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Noemi. I know, like last night, our chancellor, New York City DOE chancellor, she just gave a talk for Brooklyn. So things like that, it would be good for us to share amongst our committee to make sure everybody's aware, and then we can come back and share what those things are, like as we're in our meeting, to be able to share those things that are happening in education as well. So that's something that came, to mind when you were saying that. So thank you so much for sharing what you did. For those of you that are not aware, our Chancellor, Maisha Porter, she shared last night that vaccinations will not be required for students, and that it's not something that would come from the DOE, that it's something that would come from health leaders, health and I guess elected officials, the health sector. So she said that wouldn't come from DOE, and that students would actually be required to wear, the face masks. I don't know, I took a screenshot. But these are definitely things, as an education committee, we want to be aware of. They said safety and health precautions for fall. Masks will continue to be required in all DOE buildings. Individuals with any COVID-19 symptoms will continue to be required to stay home. Students, teachers, and staff will continue to complete the daily health screener at home. Every school building will continue to have an assigned nurse. We will continue to ensure all ventilation systems are working in every classroom. On-site COVID-19 testing will continue. In-school buildings are recommended as applicable health guidance, and the situation room will continue to support schools in the management of positive cases following the applicable health guidance. So the chancellor had been having conversations with each borough, and that's, a piece of what I was able to catch last night. I don't know if there's anyone else that was able to chime in on that, but that's what I was able to catch. So yeah, that's, a little bit of what's going on with DOE. I can tell you with CUNY, far as CUNY schools, well, I'm not going to speak for all CUNY schools, but I would just say that the way it's happening, there are some classes that are like in person, like nursing, because they have to have their labs, and like theater, they'll be in person, but a lot of the other classes are not in person. A lot of that is, still online. But I don't really have too much more to say about CUNY right now, but that's at least on my end. So if there's nothing else that anybody wants to share in this evening, no last words. I don't know if this is that time, y'all, the last words, thank you so much, everyone. We met each other virtually this year. We were able to get to know each other a little bit, and, we was able to share some things, and, we put out what we would like to see, and we were still able to get some things done in spite of everything that's been going on. So thank you, my peers in volunteerism for our community. What are your parting words as we go on recess?
Well, I just want to say it was nice. It's nice meeting everyone, and hopefully we get to meet again, and have a great summer. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourself, love on everybody you can, and just stay positive. That's it.
Awesome.
I'll just repeat what I said earlier. It was great meeting everyone. And I know next year we're going to do amazing work. And I think that the pandemic, I don't think anyone anticipated that it would go on for so long, right? That we would be shut down for so long. So I think that messed up a lot of things that we had on the agenda. So I know next year we'll just kick butt.
Okay.
Well, this is my last voice. So I must say congratulations to myself. I received my master's last week.
Oh, congratulations!
Congratulations, Dexter.
And now my family is pushing me to do PhD, like if them going to class.
Congratulations, doctor.
Thank you, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes. What they say, pick up yourself. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. You did that. Congratulations. Talk about education. Love it.
Nelson Mandela said education is the only weapon that has the power to transform the world. And if we think ignorance as our education is our price, then what about ignorance? Malcolm X.
And he's turning over in his grave right now to see how many people undervalue education and feel it's not necessary.
Beverly, you have the floor.
No, I mean, being on the education committee is an experience. I'm not an educator, haven't been an educator, but listen how all you guys go about doing what you do it just like the rest of us. Congratulations to Dexter. Like I said, Malcolm will be turning over his grave because I'm hearing more and more how the young people behind us don't think education is important because they're seeing so many people be billionaires and millionaires without it. And they forget that education is not about that. That is just a cherry. It is not the cake. So thank you for sharing. And I'm glad I was able to see what you guys do.
Thank you for being here and being a contributor.
You're welcome.
We need everyone, you know, education, what they say, it takes a village to raise a child. And if we're talking about education, we need the community, we need parents, we need educators, we need, oh my goodness, there's so many partners. If you just walk in any institution, there is not just a teacher. I mean, together everyone achieves more. What? Come on now.
But you know what also too, our communities is not communities anymore. A lot of people don't cover everybody. Like if you, when I was growing up, you saw somebody doing something, you said something, it wasn't none of your business. It wasn't don't talk about my child, all of that stuff. Now you can't even say anything because if you do say something, or if it's a child situation, two parents end up fighting. So the communities are not the same anymore. You can't say anything to nobody. Nobody don't want to listen to nobody. Everybody know everything. So you can't. So community first got to start where I love thy neighbor. Okay, I love thy neighbor as I love myself. And a lot of people don't love themselves. So how can they love their neighbor? So it's a collaborative thing with community. You got to know how to love yourself and love your neighbor and be comfortable if somebody checks your child. I'm not telling them put their hands on them. I'm not saying that. I'm saying check your child and then you okay with it. Not you check my child and then I tell you mind your business. No, it can't be like that. So that's the community I came from, and it took a lot of people because my mother wasn't everywhere, my father wasn't everywhere, but those homeless people that respected my family, the people that be peeking in the windows, telling my mother my business, and if I got in trouble, that was on me. But not be like, oh, mind your business, old lady. No, it was none of that. So that the communities is not like that anymore. So if we start to rebuild back on that, then we might get a better sense on what it is, because everybody don't tell their education anymore. Nobody don't say, I got a master's in forensic psychology. I got a master's in this or that. You just see them going back and forth from home to the train station or home to the car. You would never know that person has an education because we don't share. We lost that. I don't know how, but we lost that. So since it was lost, for us to gain it back, we have to really be honest with ourselves and say, you know what? I see my sister struggling. I see my brother struggling. How do I help them? Not say, oh, guess what? They homeless. No, let me give you something to eat or something, but communities don't do that no more. So once we start looking at ourselves and like Michael Jackson said, and somebody else before him, look at the man in the mirror, then that's when we're gonna start to change.
Okay, Naomi, you better come on now. Listen, I'm a 70s baby. I'm not one of those people that say I don't tell my age. I'm a 70s baby. That's all.
I'm a 70s baby too, girl.
Okay, so,
look, me too. So
okay.
Look, the 70s was the thing. You don't see me still rocking my afro, girl. You better stop it.
Yeah, so I get it. I hear you, you know. So I mean, that can be a whole forum. Okay? You know, and
that's when we're gonna have our town hall. We'll have our town hall with that. Educate, look, the source of education. And we can have myself, Miss Beverly, Mr. Robert, everybody on the team talk about their background and where they came from, and I look just like you. Just because I'm not all dignified in talk, don't mean I don't got no numbers to back up behind me. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much, Naomi. You know, this is good. This is good stuff. Anybody else have anything that you would like to, any departing words as we recess this summer? That was it for you, Miss Juanita? Oh.
Yeah, well, good evening, everyone. I did not see earlier. Now, let me wait a minute. Let me do this. Okay, I had shared with you. I got caught in the rain.
Yes.
I told you that. I commend all of you, who've been working diligently and bringing forth, this educational committee. This is my first experience, of joining a committee, as such. So many times I'm very quiet concerning it, and I'm learning. And I thank you all for your sharing as such. And as I said previously, stay healthy, stay well. And of course, as someone has always mentioned, stay positive. A lot is happening in this world, and it affects us directly and indirectly. Sometimes we don't even know why we may say something, about how we are feeling. We have our ups and we have our downs. This pandemic, as was stated previously, we don't understand it. We never expected it to last this long. And all the other issues that are taking place, the killings that are out there, so many, innocent people are being hurt. So I think it's really, for me anyway, of staying close to God, being prayerful, and knowing that this is going to end. I just don't know when, but it's going to end, and having that hope and go forward in that hope each and every day, even though it's difficult, of just going forth. So to all of you, once again, God bless you. Continue to stay well, continue to be enthused, by your action and by everyone, and of always being ready to share. So take care, everyone.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing those lovely words. We appreciate you. Everyone, the time and space that you've shared here is valuable, and everybody's, words are valuable. And I think Ms. Randolph's words are a great spot for us to be able to end this evening. So thank you so much. And you're so appreciated. Everyone, that is a wrap for our last meeting of the year. Definitely check out your emails, as the flyer will be going out regarding this Saturday. So we'll get a chance to see each other again. Those of you that'll be coming out, maybe you'll decide to do that shop and run, hint, hint, and pass by and say hey. But thanks so much, everyone. Again, it's been a pleasure. Have an excellent, safe summer, and have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye. Good night. Good night.
Thank you, and good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank
Peace
you.
be with you.
Thank you.
Peace, peace.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Peace, peace.
See you Saturday.
Yes, looking forward.
Bye-bye.